Hello everybody. I think this is our last moment in this in school. This is term 3 and we are almost doing our final
Term
exam.
3, talking of what year?
In the year 2023, just last year.
Last year?
Last year, and now that is like November. I don't know, it is like we are about to enter November where we are supposed to now to start doing our national exams. But there's still there's a lot of preparation still. People are about to maybe go back home so that they can give us a chance to be able to do our national examination. Yeah, so this is now trajectory now to the finish.
You have finished the school.
Now finishing the school.
That's last year.
That's just last year.
Okay.
And this time round, do you remember Dennis Aweru? The boy,
the student who was a confessing atheist.
Exactly. He was really came in with the dreams that I want to do and want to be, and he was always best, brilliant in all sciences. And speaking of fluent English and American English, and it's like everybody admired the way
I remember you telling us that he wanted to pursue a degree in
electrical engineering.
Electrical engineering.
Yeah, exactly.
In the United States.
In the United States, Massachusetts.
Okay.
And it's like here now it's things are like, because of him opposing, making a wrong decision of lifestyle. It's like opposing God. Who can really oppose God? Because whatever man sows is what the man reaps.
And
it's
eventually
like
he confessed publicly he's an atheist.
Yeah, exactly.
And he started teaching the people.
He started teaching the people and opposing. He became a great opposer. In the first place, he was a friend. But, the moment he came to realize that this guy does not support the faith, or this guy is of another faith, he believes something else about the God who lives. And it's like, he had me speaking at the parade, and it's like, that is the moment enmity entered came in. And it's like, that is the moment he began opposing me. And opposing
the
God,
gospel. Opposing God.
And he went in the entire school spreading the rumors about God not existing. And it's like, these things about God is like, does not even make sense. It's like, the Bible is just a story created, and it's like, it's not the word of God. God does not exist, and he does not believe in God. He does not believe in
and he wanted
anything
the student to believe
so. And it's like, God just really alerted me. There's something is happening, and you have to move very quickly to be able to help the people to get back into the right position. And I did that. I moved very quickly in the power of God, because I could not do it alone, to be able to help the student to be able to understand, God is real. He turned in my life, and it's like, this guy is talking of something that I've never even experienced. And this time around, it's like, God is really, really striking him. God is really striking him. God
you was also finished in school?
Yeah, we were in
the same
in fact, we were in also the same stream.
Okay.
And it's like, God is coming to expose him, his true color.
To the very end.
And that is what I was praying for. That, hey, you teachers, you love this guy, but you don't know him. When you come out of the class, it's somebody else. When you come in class to teach, it's somebody else. It's like, these are two people here. In class is good, discipline, but when you go outside the class, something else. It's like, also there was a spirit of lust that was really also controlling in him. Lasting for female teachers, and it's like, it's bad. He's saying that these female teachers are his wives. And
a teacher could come and teach in the class.
And teach in the class, and when the teacher writes in the blackboard, where his mind is like how the body of the teacher looks like, and that is something abnormal.
And then after the teacher leaves,
now he talks of how he
telling
feels.
The students
exactly how he
this
feels.
Is my wife.
And people were like laughing in that class, and it's like saying that this guy is foolish. This guy does not know what he's talking about. And it's like, God came and really struck him, and it's like exposing his true color. All the teachers who really loved him, and it's like, people came to understand that this guy is garbage. this guy is not, is not a good person. The way God exposed him, there are spirits that entered in him that made everybody to come into reality that, hey, this guy have touched something that is really making him even abnormal here on earth. And it's like, hey, sleeping in the dormitory, and it's like, also there's a time he plotted. He was one of the guy who plotted on how to steal some of the school properties, the books in school, which was helping the people, which was even helping him to study. Some of
they were stealing to take away, sell.
Yeah, they wanted to go and sell. Some of the books that we are now given for free to write on. It's like, these are notebooks we are supposed to write on. It's like the school have offered themselves
to help the student.
Because there's some students, they cannot even afford getting the books back at home. And I think so much, again, the family of Mr. Wallace Kamau and Mrs. Wallace Kamau, for really coming up and listening to the voice of God, and really taking and holding and clinging to the vision. And you're able to help the students the way you did. Continue listening to the voice of God. Continue tracking God. Because I know your hearts really love what God does and the goodness of God. And it is like, it is like, it's now plotting on how to really steal these things. And they did. They really did. They went into the room where these books were being kept, because they were not being kept in the library. The library is where now I used to be there, and I was having the key, but they never got a chance to get there. Where they were, the books were put, it was like they could just sneak in the way they want, and it's like, not the way they want. It's not that like the teachers were not responsible. It was locked, but the way they entered,
they broke in or something.
They broke in. And they took the books, and the books were missing. And the moment some people realized that the teachers have discovered that they have stole the books, some of them sneaked out. Even when Dennis Wawero heard that he was among the people, and it's like he was found being among the people and being suspected, he also escaped.
They ran away from school?
They ran away from school.
Oh, okay.
And I think this one also gave the parents a hard time. And to give the parents a hard time. And it's like also the mother, all teachers came to realize that this guy had been only pretending to be a good person.
Yeah.
But inside him,
he was so corrupt.
He was not a good person. But I thank God for everything that God did. As God is exposing him, there are a lot of things happening also on my side. There's a lot of things. Like now, God is also, I've come into a place now, is now angry at the same time. The more I was talking with the people, and trying to bring a certain change in their hearts, the more they're getting worse. Now they're all students, they're all students, only the people who God set apart for me to teach, they are the people who understood the intensity of what God is
and they were
saying.
listening and walking with God.
Listening and walking with God. Only few. But many people lost it. They lost it.
They lost everything.
They lost the trust.
The appetite for God.
Oh my goodness, they are getting worse each day. Especially for us, they were now losing it, because it's like nobody can tell them. And it's like, now this is the time God gave me a wisdom. And God, this is some of the wisdom, this is the last wisdoms that God gave to me. That mocking God is a cycle of poverty.
Yeah.
Mocking God is a cycle of poverty.
He cannot be mocked.
God cannot be mocked in Galatians chapter 6 verse 7.
Yeah.
God cannot be mocked. For whatever man sows,
so shall he reap.
That is what the Bible says.
You cannot mock God.
You cannot mock God. And so I told them, you have forgot what God has done in your life. You have not realized that this is the land of opportunity and an environment of opportunity for you. You have not realized it. I was reminding them of some of the things that I told them in the past.
They came from a ghetto.
In slums.
They had promises to God.
They had promises and visions.
That
But-
if you, God, take us out of ghetto.
and cry to God. But now they are here. They have forgot whatever God did.
Oh my goodness.
They have forgot.
Just like the Israelites.
Just like the Israelites. They are going into Canaan. Is like God told them, do not forget what I have done. Do not forget how I stretched my hands.
How I delivered you.
I delivered you. I
From the land
provided
of,
for you.
From the land of bondage.
Oh yeah. And it's like God. If God removes you in the land of bondage, and it's like your mind go back, you will never come out of that. You go and forget what God done. You know, yeah. When you forget what God has done, you just go back in the same place. God will bring circumstances that brings you or takes you back there. And I told them, you have forgot God, and you have now come to an extent of mocking Him now. You have forgot God, but now again you're now mocking Him.
Oh my God.
You have forgot what He has done. You have
Already,
forgot
that
that He
is one
stretched
thing,
His hands. You have touched a place in the heart of God where you are not supposed to touch.
You have crossed a spiritual red line.
You have crossed it. You have crossed it. A spiritual red line. You have crossed it. And so God was angry, was here. And it's like, He was telling me, tell these people to stop what they're doing.
Tell them to stop.
Tell them to stop. Mocking God is a cycle of poverty. They will go back into the same place.
You mock God, He
You
takes you
go
back.
back into the same pit, into the same place.
You mock Him, He takes you back.
You will never come out of that slum. You will never come out of that ghetto. Your life will end up in that place. You will try to struggle and search life and pursue life, but in the same place.
Go back to the same place.
Go back into the same place. The cycle of poverty. But the moment God told me, if they will make a choice of coming back to me, if they will make a choice of serving me, I, the Lord,
I'm a faithful
I will
God.
save
I'm a
them.
forgiving God.
And some people laughed at the parade. And people
We are talking this and people are laughing.
laughing, and it's like they're taking it for granted. And some people now, after now coming out of the parade, they told me, yeah, Joel is now pretending to be a prophet of doom. You know, Joel is pretending to be a prophet of doom.
Who? They're telling you.
Yeah, some of the students were telling, and some of them told me, this is just Mackenzie, the guy who involved in Shakahola
Oh
incident.
my goodness!
Taking
and a lot of people.
Yeah.
The cult that was in Mombasa, of course, there.
Yeah.
A lot of people died.
died because of what he
Mackenzie.
brought in.
So a lot of people are saying this is another Mackenzie.
Yeah, this is another Mackenzie have come here, and it's like you're taking us to Shakahola, and it's like they're making fun of whatever I was telling them. And I was telling them, this thing that I'm telling is coming from God. I'm talking to you the truth. This is not some kind of a joke. I was so serious on what God was telling me to tell them.
Yeah.
Mocking God, and I repeat that repeatedly because it was the speaking of God in that moment.
You know, God.
It is a simple word, but it carries such a weight.
Such a judgment.
Mocking God is a cycle of poverty.
And in fact, the Bible says He cannot be mocked.
It cannot be mocked.
It's a statement that is so much carries a lot of weight.
Exactly.
Cannot be mocked.
And then God came back again. And it's like this time is when God was really speaking to me because I'm going. It's like I'm going out.
You're exiting.
I'm exiting. God was really speaking to me. And He told me again. And He brought in the speaking in the form of again of wisdom. And told me I'm almost paying it back. They have abandoned me.
I'm paying back.
They have forgotten me. They have mocked me. They have misused my name.
Oh my goodness.
I, the Lord, I am almost paying it back.
Judgment.
He's almost paying it back. And God was elaborating for me. And I gave them an example. Now I was now talking with them in a certain wisdom. I was telling them, if I will get some one of you here, I've been arrested or in the street and is begging for food or money, I will pass and say, God is paying it back. I told you to give your heart back to God because He's the one who rescued you. He's the one who stretched His hands for you to rescue, to save you. But you have forgotten Him. It's just like the incident of Hosea in the book of Hosea chapter 11 where God is saying, Israel, you are my child.
Yes.
You are my child. I think we have to read that verse. Israel, you are my child.
You are my child. I loved you.
I loved you.
Yes.
I loved you.
From the time you were a child.
From the time you were a child. Yeah.
I loved you.
And this was, and in fact, this is one of the book I think God also gave to me. Which is that I don't remember it very well, but God have just brought it now.
Yes.
When Israel was a child.
That is Hosea chapter 11.
It's Hosea chapter 11. When Israel was a child, I loved him. God loved him.
Yeah.
And out of Egypt, I called my son. Out of ghetto. I stretched my hands to rescue my son.
Them.
My child, and I brought them into a land. And, you know, I stretched my hands. First of all, what I did, I came to prepare Moses. That is the family of Mr. Wallace
and Mrs. Wallace
Kamau. And Mrs. Wallace Kamau. I came in their life to reveal to them some of the things that are happening. That I'm sending it to my people. And that is the moment I embedded passion in this family. And then God coming in now, stretching their hands. And He bring them out of that place and putting them in this kind of a place. And it's like they never even valued the things that were there. They never even valued the education that which was being given to them. It's like they don't value anything. It's like they get something good which is supposed to help them, they destroy.
Oh my goodness.
There was so much destruction inside their
And this is what God was telling Israel through Hosea.
Yeah. And it's like their heart was only food. Nothing else. Nothing else. Only food. But they have forgotten what God has done. And this is here, as God is telling him, Israel was my child. I loved him since he was a small child. But the more I called Israel, the more I spoke to them. The more God sent me to them and speak with them. The more God spoke to them. You know, the more I called them, the farther they went from me. Imagine.
Oh my
they goodness. Sacrificed to the Baals. And they burned incense to images. They went back to serve their lifestyles and images. And I don't know. No, I could feel the heart of God. It's like He's coming. It's like He's tired. He's becoming tired at the same time.
Judgments are approaching. They are pushing to
the limit. Exactly. I felt so bad. And I felt even crying, feeling the heart of God alone. And the weight that was, it was in the heart of God. The only people who were able to listen what I was telling them were the people, the secret team that I had.
The secret team.
It was so
And you knew that these people are working with God.
Yeah. My heart, the moment I entered in the team, the heart of God was just pleased.
Oh my goodness.
It's like what they present before God is pleasing God. It's like it's neutralizing some of the things. Neutralizing that anger. And it's like, oh my goodness. I don't know. I was almost crying. I was almost crying. Because it's so bad. Feeling how God have been mistreated at the same time. Abandoned. How can you abandon God? The Bible says God is not mocked.
You cannot mock God.
You cannot mock God. You cannot mock God. You cannot. Believers.
Yes.
And so, that is Hosea. And so there's a time also God showed me a vision. Just in the periods of talking to me about the incident of him coming to pay back. He's coming to strike these people. He's coming to put them into a very hard process of life.
Yeah.
And he brought me a vision. There's a time he brought me a vision. And I was seeing myself in the class with the students. I was in one of the class with the students.
Okay.
And it's like people were praising, and I was in front of the class. And the way they are praising God is not. It's like it's like they are mocking. The nature and the ferocity and the nature of God. They are mocking the way they are banging the desk, the way they are dancing. It's just to present their mockery before God.
Oh my God.
And they are dancing and they are moving and they are doing everything. I was standing before them, and it's like the moment this thing continued, I realized when I was looking at the door, I realized there's a shadow lying. It's like
there's
lying,
a shadow of a person.
Exactly. It's lying on the. It's like lying on the floor. It's like this. When you see a shadow of the person, you only know that the person is around.
Yes,
the person is
it's
around.
just the shadow.
But I'm seeing a shadow, but I'm not seeing the person. The shadow is there, but I'm not seeing the person. So I was like, where's the person? And I removed my specs by then.
And that was the vision.
Yeah, exactly. Vision. And I was clearing my eyes just to try to check whether this thing is, whether the person is there. But I could not see the person. I'm just seeing the shadow, a thick shadow, lying on the floor. Because when you see a person, the shadow always lies. And then it's like I'm trying to fix my eyes and clear my eyes, and I'm not seeing.
Where's the person?
Where's the person? I was shocked to see the image. The image, and I knew this is Christ. This Christ, the Son of God. And he stood at the door. And it's like he was telling me, and the people could not see him or could not hear him. And then I heard him shouting, tell the people to stop! 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 Tell the people to stop! To stop. What they're doing is wrong. It's like what they're doing is wrong. Tell them to stop. The more he's telling me to stop, he was pointing me to look above to the heavens.
Yes.
He was telling me to look up, to look at the heaven. What is happening there? And I could see a dark cloud in the thunder. And it's like there is so much loud coming from that dark cloud. Thunder. It's like that was showing the anger of God.
The anger of God.
The God is almost finishing these people. And immediately I heard the earthquake. The only thing the people could hear was the earthquake. They felt the earthquake, the impact. And I told them to stop. Stop. What you're doing is wrong.
Stop.
What you're doing is wrong. And I knew this is Christ Jesus talking to me. Nobody could explain. I just knew. You don't have any words to explain. When he talks to you, you just know
it's him.
It's him. And it appeared to me to show me the anger that was in the heart of God. And they just continued. You know, these things, when I say this vision, it really hits me because I was among the students. And it's like when God is showing you about and you're seeing yourself among these people, it's also talking to you. There's something you want to be stopped, not only to them but also to you. So it's like evaluate your heart.
Evaluate your heart.
And please try to stop also what you're doing. And it's like, you know, it takes us back into the book of Isaiah chapter 6 where Isaiah is meeting God. And it's like he came to realize, hey, I'm among them.
I'm among the people.
I
live among them.
Yeah, among the people who are,
I'm a man of unclean lips.
Exactly.
And I live among the people that are not clean.
I live among those people. It was so bad.
He could not take himself out.
He could not take himself out. He was among those people.
He was among them.
He was among them.
Among the people that were living with lips that were not clean.
Imagine, I'm a man of unclean lips. And this is the moment he says in verse 5, chapter 6, Isaiah chapter 6, verse 5, it says, woe to me, there's something you have seen. Woe to me. I cried, I am ruined, for I am a man of unclean lips, and I live among people. He cannot just
remove
subtract himself. He's among those people. So I cried to God and told God, God forgive me, even though your anger is burning. Just forgive me.
Yeah.
And also forgive these people. And I went to them and I continued speaking with them. But later on, I think God was now tired and he shut this is like I felt the realm, this in the heavenly realm, this something is being shut. A certain life and a certain grace to flow in their life, to give them understanding. Was shut.
He stopped releasing some of the information.
He stopped releasing, and now he was now focusing. He tilted his eyes and he's looking now at the team.
Okay.
And is now concerned about the team. This small team. Remember now in this time, because people now are coming, different people were now coming. I loved the way others also brought their friends in.
So now the team is no longer few people, it's big. It's
big. It's around 23 people. They are
around 23 people
in the team. Yeah. Yeah, it was amazing how God was bringing them. You know, it was amazing. You be in the meeting and it's like one guy comes with two friends. It's like, it's amazing. And God says, yes, bring them in. And it's like, it's amazing. And
the team grew.
And the team grew. And these people feared the Lord.
So God turned his face to them.
And I want those people who are, and I know because you will be hearing this, continue with the same heart. This was God who came and spoke to me.
Yes.
It was not something that I made up. It was also something that I created up. How can you quit something that is coming from the Lord? When God talks to the hearts of a man, I don't know. I don't know how I can explain it.
They were chosen.
You are chosen. Do not go to other lives. It will spew you out. God have already had you. It's like God have already chosen you. Do not have any other life. Have that life that you had.
What you received.
What you received from my life. And there's a time also God really came to me just recently. And it's like God put in a fear. And it's like I could not rest without me going and seeing them. And I got a time and a chance, and I thank God for the finances that He released at that moment. And I went and saw them, and I talked with them, just reviewing the first moments that we met. Some of them gave up, but I told them, do not give up. It was just the issue of finances. Even today, it's just an issue of finances.
God is going to provide.
God is going to provide.
God is going to provide.
Because I always feel bad. I've not seen them for a long time. Because they have been chosen by God. God have chosen.
And I know there are people out there
Yeah.
who could be willing to just coming and
and
help you build.
Yeah. If you are listening this and God is touching your heart,
How will they get you?
You can get us my number, which you can get me with it's 07 11 79 4106. That is one of the numbers that you can just call and just get me. Because if your heart is real passionate about this, which I'm talking about, bring this team up. We are here, support us, and God will really bless you. These are things that came from God. It came from God. And
so God turned his face now to the team.
To the team, yeah.
Was there a message that He wanted you to deliver to the team before you leave?
Yeah, and most of the time, He was now focusing on the head and the headship now.
And the leadership.
And the leadership. Was now focusing on the leadership and the person who will be able to now to coordinate. And it's like God now sent me to Madame Rose Kadiga, and to ask her whether she will be able to support this. And she said, I will serve God.
So by this time the school was not, the team was not known by the public, by the teachers.
By the teachers. So in fact, what I did, I first called a meeting and called Madame Rose, and I told her, and I think that this time God elevated Madame Rose to be deputy principal. And so I called her and we had a meeting, and I told her what the Lord had did, and she was amazed when she heard that this team was existing. She was amazed. It's like the team now was now known. Yeah, was now known. And it's like she was amazed, and she said, Joel, what you are talking about, it just challenged me more to want to know more about God. It's like she wanted now to know more about God. And yeah, it was a beautiful moment.
So you introduced the team to her?
Yeah, I introduced that team to her, and then it's like she said, yeah, I will try my best to be able to support.
And were you able to choose another leader who could maybe...
In the leadership, there was a leader who was there, who was able now to talk at the student level.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you handed over?
Yeah. No, I had to hand over.
Okay.
And so also in the SU department, because I was the SU chairman, my deputy became now the SU chairman.
Okay.
And it's like I became just an elder. So if I was to remove some remarks, I was there to remove. But I never talked that much, because now it's time to focus in my exams, because it's about to take place.
Good. Let's do this exam.
Yeah. Thank you so much for watching, and may God really bless.